Well, good afternoon folks, and welcome back to my channel, and welcome to another scenery review. My name's Lee, your virtual airline pilot, back in with another review of another scenery. This one's quite a good one actually. Okay, we're in Africa, Central East Africa. We're in Tanzania, and you're looking at the airport of Kilimanjaro International, Hotel Tango Kilo Juliet. This is a payware scenery by Vuelosimple, spelt B-U-E-L-O simple. This is version 1, and very nice to say that it's both PC and Xbox compatible. Downloads at 304 meg, and you'd use the, if you bought it from Sim Market, you use their app in order to install it. And the install file comes in at 985 meg, so it's just under a gig really. It's available from both Sim Market and flightsim.to, and I believe you get the Xbox version from flightsim.to. I'll give you the Sim Market prices because they include VAT and tax. It's €14.39, which equates to roughly $15.51 US, or £12.69 UK. US and UK prices are estimates taken from the euro and include VAT or tax, which of course may vary depending on your country of purchase. I spent an hour looking over this airport during the daytime and the dusk hours. It's lovely. It's very nicely modelled. There are a couple of things I do need to talk about which really would make it ultimately fantastic if they were included, but unfortunately they're missing, and we'll discuss that in a moment. But my thoughts straight off are that this is a beautiful airport, and it's a steal at the price, to tell you the truth. It's beautifully done and modelled, and it's priced very competitively, I believe. It's a very, very nice little airport. Just give you the list of features. Okay, it's an up-to-date rendition of the airport Kilo India Alpha, or Hotel Kilo Juliet. Hotel Tango Kilo Juliet is the ICAO code. Fully modelled main terminal and control tower with interiors. The Air Tanzania hangar, which you can see here. Swissport auxiliary terminal and Swissport cargo facilities. They're there and they're quite nicely modelled, I have to say. The fire station is also modelled. Historic Mikos Bistro. Now this is a little restaurant landside of the airport on the airside road, which looks really nice. We'll look at that shortly. Fully operational aprons with correct parking positions, custom taxiways and taxi signs, updated runway, and level of detail optimization for better frame rate performance. That's really good. I mean, it's a lovely, beautifully done airport. And yet another fun place to go flying into East Africa. Just really want to get in an aircraft and fly here. But as you'll see when I talk about the history in a moment, quite a few airlines fly into here. It's not a quiet airport by any means. So as ever, let's start with some history. Kilimanjaro International Airport, Hotel Tango Kilo Juliet, is a public use international airport owned and operated by the Kilimanjaro Airport Development Company, or KADCO, and is located in High District, Kilimanjaro region, Tanzania, in Central East Africa. The airport serves the cities of Arusha and Moshi, and in 2014 the airport handled over 802,000 passengers. The airport mainly serves regional flights as well as a few long-haul services due to its importance as a leisure destination. It is the largest airport in northern Tanzania by size and passenger volume. And despite its small size, the airport can handle aircraft as large as the Boeing 747 and the Antonov 124s. In February 2014, the governments of Tanzania and the Netherlands signed a grant arrangement to rehabilitate the airport, including its aprons, taxiways and terminal building. Total cost of the project was expected to be around €35 million, with 15 million funded by the Netherlands and the remainder by the Tanzanian government. The already completed design phase was financed entirely by the Dutch government. In November 2015, renovations began at the airport aimed at doubling its capacity from the current 600,000 passengers to 1.2 million annually. Renovation work is being done by BAM International at a cost of $39.7 million and was expected to be completed in May 2017. Kilimanjaro Airport opened in December 1971 and overall cost $13 million to build. Construction was financed by a long-term loan from the Italian government. In 1998 it became the first international airport in Africa to be privatised, and it's operated by the Kilimanjaro Airport Development Company. The airport facilitates the tourism industry for visitors travelling to 4 regions: Arusha region, Kilimanjaro region, Mara region and Manyara region. These regions are home to Mount Kilimanjaro National Park, the Arusha National Park, Tarangaya National Park, Lake Manyara National Park, and finally you've got the Ngongo Conservation Area and the Serengeti National Park too. The airport bills itself as the gateway to Africa's wildlife heritage. Some 15 airlines operate into and out of this airport, including Air Tanzania, Edelweiss Airlines, Fly Dubai, KLM, Qatar Airways, Turkish Airlines and Uganda Airlines, with the airport being a hub for precision air. So there you go, that's some history for you. Interesting little airport which is now private, and yes, lots of tourists come in here to go and visit some of the special regions locally. So let's lower the light and let's have a look at the runways. Okay, 6:30 in the evening, and as you can see the light is fading, and here we are. Let's have a look at the runways. Kilimanjaro Airport operates a single runway 0927 measuring 11,811 feet or 3,600 meters, and it's made from asphalt. The airport lies at an elevation of 2936 feet or 273 meters and is in the GMT UTC plus 3 hours time zone. So basically it's 3 hours out of London. Both ends of the runway feature high intensity runway lighting, high intensity airfield lighting system and precision approach path indicators on the left side. And here we're looking down the throat of runway 09 and you can see the approach lighting here. No centerline lights, but the airfield intensity lights are there along with the PAPIs. Runway 09 features a VOR ILS, both high level approach at 6,900 feet and normal level approach at 5,540 feet, as well as an RNAV approach option. So you can approach this airport at high level or low level depending on your aircraft and the type of direction you're coming from. Let's have a quick look at the other end, runway 27. So here we are looking down the throat of runway 27, the other end. And as you can see, approach lighting system is exactly the same, and we've got PAPIs on the left side. So both ends are correct as per the nav aids. Runway 27 allows for an RNAV approach option only. And finally, pilots must be aware of the high ground to the northwest where Mount Meru, that's this one here, rises to over 14,000 feet or 4,200 meters. So there you go, single runway which looks really fine, perfectly okay. It's typical African scrub here around the airport, which I think just adds to the realism. So let's go back to daytime and have a look at the airport itself. No jetways, so no jetway test to do, everything's out on the apron. But let me show you an anomaly that I'm not quite sure about. Okay, here's an overview of the airside ramp. Here's my aircraft parked here, and you've got these aircraft amongst the scenery as well. Let's talk about the apron. I want to get this out of the way while I'm thinking about it. It's something I'm not too sure of. As you can see, they've got these white squares, and these ones here as well. To be honest, I cannot see them. I've looked at a number of airside photos of the Tanzanian ramp, mainly by a company called ALAMY, who basically produce lots of pictures. Unfortunately, I can't put them up because they're copyrighted, and I can't get permission from the company. It doesn't seem to be, you're not able to contact them and it would appear that there's a fee to be able just to display an image, and they've got their watermark all over the pictures. But take it from me, from the ramp pictures I can see, there are no squares like this at all. Most of the ramp is this colour. And to be honest, this just doesn't look right. It looks, I don't like it, to be honest. It's the one thing that spoils this whole scenery, in my opinion. I have looked at some pictures of Tanzania, this airport, done in X-Plane, and to be honest, X-Plane has these textures. So I'm wondering if the developers have looked at the X-Plane images and decided that that's what they're following. I don't know, but as I said, Vuelosimple guys, if you're looking at this review, I think this, my opinion is that this looks pretty horrible, and I cannot see these in any pictures. I'll try and put a link up to some images for you to see where you can look yourself, but you need to make sure that you look at the airport pictures and not the X-Plane pictures and the absent pictures, which are also up there. But I just personally, I don't like this at all. I think the ramp needs to be proper clean as it normally is. So that's getting that out of the way. But overall, this is a lovely little airport. The detail is wonderful, and I think for the price it's a steal. Let's have a close look at the airside itself. Okay, we'll start going this way. There's the Tanzania hangar, which is very nicely detailed. Nothing inside it. I do like the little cars that they have here. I mean, they're just beautiful. So here we go along on the ramp. As I said, these squares look so unnatural. It's my only real bugbear, really. But as you can see, the rest of the ramp looks fine. The terminal looks really good. Detail is lovely. Just going to slow this down a bit for you. But wherever you go, I mean, the signage is crystal clear. The building itself is wonderful, as is the vegetation. Look, I mean, it's lovely, beautiful detail, and you can see inside the building too. It's been beautifully modelled. To be honest, one of the nicest modelled buildings I've seen. Here's the control tower. Not much in the way of internal development in the main building here, although you can see inside. It's modelled to a level where you can see inside, so you can see the structures there. But if we go up into the control tower itself, you can see there's internal development there. Let's pop inside. So just a quick look from outside, you can see the misted glass, and we've got people in there. And there you can see controllers there, and even the computer screens are modelled. So that's really nice, I like that. So let's continue our tour. As you can see, it all looks pretty basic, but it's nicely modelled. Nice to see some vehicles there. This is the cargo section, I believe. But you've got various bins here, and nice weathering on that building. No internal development in it, but you know, weathering nonetheless. And as you can see, it's been modelled. The interior is modelled to an effect that it's a complete building, but there's no development of the interior as such. There's an ambience about this place that really makes this a really nice little airport. Here's the Swissport hangar that was discussed in the features list. We'll have a little look. Again, no internal modelling as such, but the building is there, and they've done a nice job with it. And here the fuel farm. They've modelled the fuel farm actually in quite a lot of detail. More so than most developers do actually. They've done this complete with the signs, and just about every little feature that exists here has been modelled. Beautiful walled structure, buildings, tankers, vehicles. It's really nice. So just another quick pass over the fuel farm from landside to airside. You can see lots of lights there as well, light stands. Be interesting to see what they look like at night. But as you can see, some nice modelling. Here's the fire station. Again, nicely modelled. All looking pretty basic, but the texturing is really nice. And there's fire tenders inside, as you can see. Again, a nice structure. There's your fire tenders. It's great, it's fine, it's very, very nice. So while we're out here, let's have a look at taxiways and runways. Blue airfield edge lights here, as you can see. Good signage. It doesn't light up much at night, as I'll show you later when we go into the darkness hours. But during the daylight hours, you can see the signage is good. No centerline lighting. So you, in the darkness hours, you will need your nose gear light. But the blue airfield edge lights do light up quite nicely, so you should be okay. Again, signage is perfectly appropriate as it should be. No wigwags, but these signs actually look really good at night. So here's the main entrance going into the airport from landside, and they've actually extended the road out pretty far, which is good. I like these vehicles that are specific to the airport and the area. Can't think what to call them. They're like sort of Land Rovers, but they're not, as it were, but they are specific. Again, nicely signed, modelled, everything's really crystal clear, even up close. Barriers are good. And here we've got a petrol station, and next door you've got the bistro that was discussed in the features. So we'll take a little look here. Very nice. Just looks really lovely. And here you can see the other side of the bistro, which has the outdoor seating area. There's a high-level overview showing the bistro and area and the petrol station, just from a higher level. It just, in terms of atmosphere and ambience, it looks lovely. Done a lovely job there. The only criticism I'm going to make here, there is a lack of people. When I looked at this in detail, you've got passengers in the restaurant in the main terminal, we'll look at that in a minute, and also you've got them at check-in and the staff, which is really good. But the rest of the main terminal and places like this that really should have a couple of people in them are really devoid of people. So realistically, before we go any further, I think my two main criticisms are the white squares on the apron, which I'm pretty sure don't exist in real life from the photos I've seen. They need to be sorted out, I think, and it would be nice to see a few more people around. They've started by, as I said, they put people in a passenger line at check-in in the terminal, and they've got a couple in the restaurant, and of course they've populated the control tower. But little places like this that are so nice, would be nice to have a couple of people in too. But those are my two only criticisms, really. This airport, to be honest, is a steal. It's beautiful, beautiful modelling. So let's continue towards the terminal from landside. There you can see more of those Land Rover type vehicles. And here we come up landside. Again, nice modelling, you know, car parks and everything. This just looks really good. So there you've got the airport sign and the landside car park. The vehicles are fine, they're not in any way blurred. They're very nicely done. And there you've got the other end of the terminal and the car park close to the tower control station. I think it looks great, and the way the building is modelled is really nice. It's crisp, the glass looks great, you can see through it. This looks really good in the darkness hours, we'll look in a minute. And that's very impressive. And here you can see the departures entrance. I mean, it's great. These look really good. The signage throughout the whole airport is crisp and clear and very well done. Even this departures board, I mean, you have to get up really close before it starts to blur. See that we're at this close, and only now does it begin to sort of blur, but the signage is great. So a quick look through the departures doors before we go inside. There you can see the security check, x-ray machines and archway, metal detectors, something I know an awful lot about, having spent nearly 30 odd years in airport security. So let's go inside. So very nice, nothing wrong with that at all. So here we are at check-in. I mean, the modelling's wonderful and very clear. These signs are crystal clear and they all work. Everything here works because the resolution is such high quality. Even the signs above the top here. KADCO, Kilimanjaro Airport Development Company, Qatar Airways, Ethiopian, it's all here. A quick look in that direction. Here you can see the signs are really crisp, no blurring at all. And there's a look at check-in, and you know, it's great. The models are nice, they're pretty basic, but they work. It's really good. So just a quick tour of the airport, of the internal landside here. As you can see, the development work is excellent. Modeling's lovely. My only criticism is that, as I say, get away from check-in. Beautifully developed building with a lack of people. I mean, look at all these seats and no people. The only time you see people is when you go through here towards a little restaurant. Some lovely imaging there to the right hand side that gives the impression of depth, which I really like. The signage, the modelling is top notch. And look, you've got, you know, really nice modelling with some people here. As we go up to the upper level, again, it all looks really nice. And you've got the airside roof part there. So let's go through the glass into the rest of the building on the upper level, and here again you can see internal modelling, beautifully done, but no people. But you know, it does look good. It's such a shame that there are no people as such. Let's go down here to the lower level. Okay, we've got a couple more people here at the check-in gates. As I said, you've got a couple of people there. Nice to see a check-in staff member by the gate too. And you've got that animated engineer there walking airside. Everywhere you look, the signage is really crisp. But again, you've got areas of the airport here that have got no people at all. I don't know really. I probably shouldn't complain because they put some people in here. They've clearly chosen to have these areas available and done, but not to populate them, which is fine. But they have put some people, including check-in staff and stuff like that, in various places, so perhaps I shouldn't complain so much about the people. It's just my overall impression is when you go to, you've got large areas of the airport here, beautifully modelled, with no people. There's some internal elevators there which are really good. You know, internally this is beautiful. This is the arrivals end, I believe. Yeah, there you've got what you would have, immigration check control here, and then here you've got the arrivals baggage carousel, nicely modelled, and again lots of signage in high definition and high detail, which makes it look, really makes it look the part. And there's the baggage drop from airside. Obviously the vehicles would come with the baggage here, drop them on the belt and then go inside where the passengers have picked them up. So let's just have a close-up look at the terminal from airside here, just to show you some of the foliage and signage. I think it looks great. The modelling is top-notch, and as you can see, the signage is wonderful. We've even got the clock there on the right. I like the foliage and the plants. And here, as we take a slow pass along the airside part of the terminal, you can see through the glass, which, you know, just adds to the ambience and the atmosphere. I would like to see a few more people scattered across the terminal. I don't know if they can do some animation, but it would be nice. But everything else is brilliant. I mean, look, you've even got the no entry signs above the doors there, because this is where passengers come out, and the arrivals are at the other end of the building we've just passed. But wherever you look, the modelling's great. A couple of passengers there. And some just nice modelling and nice little effects. This is a lovely place. Wherever you look, the detail is wonderful. But for me, these squares just don't do it. I mean, these ones are a little bit better because they're weathered and they're kind of grey, but this sort of cream-coloured squares just don't do it for me. They just don't do it. So there's quite a big tour of the airport and the surrounding area that they've done during the day. Let's drop the light down to dusk and have a look at the lighting. Okay, 7:15 in the evening, and as you can see, dusk is upon us, and quite nice, very, very nice lighting here. Beautiful glow on the mountains there. I think that's Kilimanjaro, and that one is Mount Meru. So as you can see, actually, as with many airports, when you drop down to the dusk hours, the airport really comes to life and looks better. Certainly these cream-coloured ramp areas look a lot better in the low light, but I still find these squares to be so artificial. I'm pretty sure they're not there from what I can see. Again, in the images I've seen, they don't appear to be there. So a quick look at the Air Tanzania hangar first. As you can see, some nice drop down lighting. The ramp markings are excellent, right down to the stand numbers. So nicely done hangar, but unfortunately nothing inside. And I don't believe the doors operate, so I don't think you could use this. Quick shot of the hangar from the land side there. I mean, modelling's great, right down to the sort of drain markings here on the side of the building. We've done a lovely job with the modelling. So, a little airside tour of the main ramp. As you can see, stands are properly delineated, lighting is good. You're not really going to have any problems parking here. Every stand option here is nicely lit, not going to be a problem at all. And some nice subtle lighting. And even the fire station has lighting, which is good. Now while we're here, just quickly out towards the taxiways. As you can see, no centerline lighting, but plenty of blue edge lights, so you'll need to use them when it's really dark. But plenty of marking signs. You'll need your nose gear light to find the centerline when it's really dark. But as you can see, the runway itself is perfectly okay, and the signage is pretty good too. So passing over the fire station, just slow this down a little bit. Let's have a close look at the terminal structures airside in the low light. As you can see, it all looks pretty nice. Control tower is developed and it has some lighting, we'll look at that in a minute. But here you can see through the misted glass into the inside of the building, so I can see why they've actually modelled the inside, even though they haven't actually decided to add anything as such. So a little slow pass here so you can see the effect. It's lovely. It's so nicely modelled. The lighting is one of the nicest things about this airport. And if I drop it down here, you can see the signs on the right hand side are still readable. It's very nice. It's very nice indeed. So let's have a look landside. As you can see, it just looks really subtle. It's very, very nicely done. And again, you can see the same attention to detail, and the lighting looks very nice at night or at dusk. This is the landside area here, approach to the terminal there. And there you can see, because those mappings are high detail, high resolution, it works. It really does. It's very nice. Visually, it's beautiful. So coming up on the control tower, just a quick look inside the tower for you. There you can see through the misted glass. As we go inside, there we are, fully lit, and all the controllers are there. Look out towards the threshold of runway 27 there, and looking the other direction there across the terminal. So let's have a pop out landside down the entrance road. There you can see those Land Rover type vehicles on the left. Again, the street lighting looks wonderful, and lights, the sources are all correct. So here we are at the bar or bistro. As you can see, there's hardly any lighting here. Okay, maybe they wouldn't be sitting outside here at dusk, I don't know. But the sign is lit, and they've got this drop light on the building. The petrol station probably must be closed because it's not lit. So coming up to 7 o'clock in the evening, I don't know, maybe this whole place kind of shuts down at that sort of time. I know that many airports in the African continent tend to close after around about 8 PM. So when you're flying from Europe or from the UK down to South Africa, diversion airports become few and far between, so they have to be well planned. So coming back out towards the entrance, again you've got this lovely subtle lighting which I think is just great, and it works. And again, as you get close, the signs are so high resolution that they work even up close. Very nice indeed. Beautiful mountains there in the distance. And here, I don't know if they've done any work or whether it's I can't think it's the default scenery, but you've got parallaxing going on here. Not a lot, but enough just to make it worthwhile. So I think it's possible that they've been doing some of that. So a quick run across the landside area to airside as the dusk gets lower and lower. I think it's beautiful. It's a beautiful little airport, very, very well modelled. As I said, you get out here, you're going to need your nose gear light. So there you go, the dusk is dropping rapidly. Let's put it down to night time now and see what it looks like. Okay, just after 9 PM local time, and as you can see the night is pretty much upon us now, and the stands areas look quite good. Not really going to have much of a problem. So here you can see the runway, and you can see the blue airfield edge lights that give you the taxiway facilities as such. All the signs are nicely lit, as you can see here, which is going to be a big help, but no green centerline lighting, so you will need to use your nose gear lights coming along the runway and taxiing off it before you get to the ramp area. There's the other end, there's the Air Tanzania hangar. Very nice. And finally, just a quick close-up look at the terminal from airside. This is the view you get as you step out of the aircraft after you've landed in the night time. Very nice indeed. Okay, quick look at dawn. Okay, 20 to 7 in the morning, and the lighting on the airport's pretty much gone now. But here you can see the terminal complex bathed in the early morning sunrise. And there's a lovely view looking east as the sun rises above the airport. And looking sort of west, there you can see Mount Meru in the distance, and the Air Tanzania hangar bathed in the morning sunrise. Very nice indeed. Okay, just after 9 AM local time, as you can see the sun's well up and the airport is beautifully visible there on the ground. Time to give you my conclusions and thoughts. Okay, what do I think? It's a lovely airport, beautifully done. It's another winner for me. And at 14-15 euros including tax, it's a steal. I think it's beautifully modelled. There's so much here in the way it's been modelled. The terminal building is excellent. The ground features are really well done. If you look here, you can see the way this all blends in. I mean, it looks so real. It looks great. They've even taken the landside road pretty far out. Probably one of the nicest and most developed fuel farms I've seen for a long time. The quality of the building on the structure is good. I only have two real issues. The biggest issue for me are these squares on the airside ramp, and this cream coloured ramp texturing I think is wrong. I may be wrong, but from what I can find on the internet, pictures of the ramp at Tanzania, Kilimanjaro airport, all of the ramp is this colour. They don't have any of these squares. I've seen these in the X-Plane version, images of the X-Plane version, which they may have copied, I don't know. Guys, if you're watching this, and if I'm wrong, tell me. But I would like to see this whole ramp area done uniformly as it is, and maybe this colour change here. This looks too Asobo-ish, and get rid of these squares. That's my biggest complaint about this scenery. For me, it's a bit of a showstopper. In a way, but that's fine. The only other thing is a bit more people. They've modelled people at check-in. They've got a couple in the control tower. They've got a couple in one airside lounge, but that's it. I'd like to see maybe a bit more coupled in the arrivals, maybe. I don't know. But if they choose not to, that's cool too, because the airport's great and the rest of it's brilliant. I think it's a great piece of work for the price, and also you've got the big plus that it's available for Xbox as well, and yet another African airport for you guys to fly into that has its own particular character. I really like it. One thing I failed to mention right out here is the VOR station. Now it's not modelled, it's photoreal, but it's there, and actually in the darkness hours it's lit, so you can see it. But overall, this is a wonderful little airport, and yeah, no hesitation in recommending it. But as I said, I'd like to see version 1.1 with these squares and textures removed and updated and make it more uniform. So there you go, guys. Kilimanjaro International Airport in Tanzania, Central East Africa. Hotel Tango Kilo Juliet. It's a payware scenery by Vuelosimple, spelt V-U-E-L-O simple. Version 1, and it's available for both the PC and Xbox versions of Flight Simulator 2020. Grab it from Sim Market, or if you want the Xbox version, I think you can get it from flightsim.to. Price is €14.39, which equates to roughly $15.51 US, or £12.69 UK. US and UK prices are estimates from the euro, and they include VAT and tax, which of course may vary depending on your country of purchase. And if I'm correct, I believe the Flightsim.to prices don't include VAT. It's a lovely airport, yet another African airport to fly into. The developers are good and they're getting better all the time. The terminal's a really good example of modelling. But guys, really I'd like to see you sort out this apron. To me it just looks wrong. But other than that, I have no hesitation at all in recommending you guys go get this scenery. So guys, thanks for joining me. This is Lee, your virtual airline pilot, finishing up another review of yet another wonderful gem of an airport for us. Hope you've enjoyed it, and I will definitely be flying in here. We'll get a video out at some point. And yeah, there you go, fantastic. So you guys have a good week, and look out for the next review where I'll be looking in depth at the new Phoenix Airport, which is Phoenix International Airport, Sky Harbor in Arizona, which is available on Orbic's website now. I've got an adventure video up that I published the other night, and we'll be following that up with an in-depth review of the scenery coming this week too. So thanks again, you guys have a great week, enjoy your flights, and I will see you in the next video. Bye for now.